And now, ladies and gentlemen, the Webby-nominated podcast featuring Joey and Jandler.
Powered by Riverside FM.
Me. The sassy shepherd struggles with syphilis. The sassy shepherd struggles with syphilis. Syphilis. Ma. I would like an Arnold Palmer at the omelet parlor.
Powered by Riverside FM.
Welcome everybody to Joey and Jandler's the fun time super terrific happy hour. Welcome, Joey.
Welcome, Jandler. Like, was it super bad when he's all, dang, stupid phone? And he's all cussing, and the girl's like, "What are you saying that to me?" And he's like, "No, I'm all dang Wi-Fi, stupid effing Wi-Fi, stupid." Oh, stressful.
Well, the good news is, I know, man. It's we talked about, was it last week? We've been having technical difficulties lately a lot. I don't know if it's the weather or what, but see, now we're so used to computers and the internet and everything that when it doesn't work immediately, we're like, "Oh my gosh, I'm gonna kill something," you know? I'm gonna break something.
I had to wait 5 seconds for a download.
Unacceptable. Yeah. Oh. Well, the good news is this week's holidays, right? Really kind of leading to headlines.
Here are today's effing holidays.
To me, there was only one important holiday this week, and that was Teacher Appreciation Week. So I just stuck with that.
Oh, that's right.
Know?
That was this week.
Do they do that at all at your university? Here you go, Prof.
I think I want to say they did. I didn't really pay attention though, because we were just kind of gearing up because it's like finals week started today, and like it's a real weird because it's like finals started Wednesday and then goes through like next Tuesday, and so we were just kind of worried about that, honestly.
They're like, "Hey, every staff member gets a coffee or something." I don't know. By the way, Monday, it stinks that the Spurs didn't win, but I had texted my teachers like, "Hey, if the Spurs win, they give them free breakfast tacos at Taco Palenque." And then one of the teachers was like, "Does that mean you're getting us tacos?" And I was like, "No." Is that what I said? I don't mind getting
you
tacos.
can go
it's
get
just,
it.
You know, it just takes me out of the way. But all right, so that's my holidays of the week, right? Now rolling on to the headlines.
It's time for this week's edition of Joey and Jandler's headlines. Yay! Hooray!
Okay. First, this is something that I had in my notes for months, and I just never brought it up, man. You ever been like any of your schools where you start the school year and there's certain websites you can use with the students, and then all of a sudden later it's blocked, and you're like, "Why is it blocked?" All right. And it's just like sometimes you could have something planned, and then you're like, "Oh my gosh, well now this doesn't work. Now I gotta, redo." You ever seen that happen? Or is it just me?
Yes, and and the one thing that stinks is that I get if like certain permissions change, but the thing is like the message is never translated out like, "Hey, by the way, this is gonna be blocked now." It's always like, "Oh yeah, we meant to tell you," and it's like, "Oh, thanks. Now I look like a moron in front of the students. Good looking out."
Yeah. Like, and that's always what sucks is like even I think us teachers are pretty adept, or is the word adept? We're adaptable, but I think we're really good at doing stuff on the fly, but it still takes a couple seconds, man. If you have to type in something new or whatever you're doing, you're like, "Okay, say we're gonna do this on the computer. Now I need you to get your book out." Well, now that's, like I said, it always throws a monkey wrench in there, and you're like, "What?" Like, I didn't anticipate this, so. And I get it. Some of them make sense. Like we're pivot. Hey, hey, Ross, what did you mean when you said pivot? It's always funny. We can throw some like Seinfeld or Friends stuff out, and we'll just start laughing. But no, I mean it's like Epic. Epic was this website that we can have books read, right? Or we can find books online.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it was blocked. And I was like, and I was using that for couple months at school, not for the kids. I was doing it for whole class because I'm not like in the reading teacher or the ELA
Yeah.
teacher. But one day we eating. Normally what I do is I'd pull up a read aloud when we were eating snack to like kind of do something for those 10 minutes or so, 10 to 15, because I didn't want them to get crazy. And then I go in there and I'm like, oh, it's not working now. It's like, well, that stinks, you know? Time to switch, gears,
Listen while Mr. Bing tells you a story, guys. Let's tell about the
Yeah.
magical technology that doesn't seem to work.
Whereas I'm yelling into the Wi-Fi like a certain doctor friend of mine. Second headline. Apparently, like I don't know if I'm getting credit or blame. We had our last PLC / extended planning meeting yesterday, and we were kind of they want us to give input. They're asking like how the PLCs were going, things that they like, things that we like, things that we thought we should change to help make it better. All sorts of input, right? And then we were asking questions and like about student awards coming out, and then I was just like, hey, are we gonna try and reschedule this field day or what? And then and they said, I don't know, like, we were talking in this meeting and they're like, well, there's so many things going on, like, field trips for certain grade levels and awards and stuff. And then I didn't even see the email, but I'm walking down the hallway yesterday to go do my dismissal classroom. And one of the teachers was like, hey, Mr. Bing, apparently you got field day rescheduled. And I was just like, and I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. But in my head, I was like, are they mad at me or are they happy? Because I was like, we're gonna do it the last week of school, right? The last week of school ain't much going on anyway. So it's like, okay. Plus, I was gonna be in the dunk tank, or really, kids were gonna dump bucket of butter. Oh my gosh, buckets
Butters
of water,
butters of
on
water,
me.
butters of
And
water.
yeah, but butters of water. But I was like, buckets of water. I was like, I got no problem doing that. So I don't know. But so like I said, either it's my credit or my fault, however you want to look at it, right? Because I asked that question. But that's one less day we have to plan for, where they have to plan that much to do, Half the day we'll be playing. As long as it doesn't, as long as we have good weather. So
True.
did you ever have
that.
to reschedule that when you were a PE teacher? When you were a PE teacher, did you ever have like field day like rained out and you're like, oh, and you have to like reschedule it or go to plan B or what?
Well, one year, we had to adjust in the afternoon because it started raining, and like a lot of ours was on like this big concrete blacktop type thing, and we had to kind of pivot a little bit just
Yeah.
because we were like, that's not gonna be safe. If like a kid slips and busts their head on the concrete, it's gonna be kind of bad. So we were like, oh, we'll move. But luckily, it was like a lot of the events were like easily kind of shifted over. It was just like, hey, instead of everybody's moving at the same time, we're gonna rotate through certain stuff. Sorry that the weather isn't with us moms and dads.
It's raining and you're out there dumping butter and grease on the pavement. I don't want it to be too slick for you. Like that. I don't want you running around and falling like this,
I'm all right. Now we're gonna do we're gonna scrap the metal pole relay races.
Yeah, because it's raining outside. There's lightning. Quick, kids, get under the tree. Right?
Like everybody get inside
Find
except
the
for you.
tallest land available. Yeah.
You right there. You the kid that gets in trouble a lot. You're gonna be the one guy that we're gonna cheer on as you run around the field with that pole. Dodge the lightning, buddy.
It's like, you're the last one here. You protect us. You're the last one to enter. Make sure we're all safe first. All right, next headline. You might get a kick out of this. I was trying to help my collab partner. She was typing up something for her kids on her caseload, and she was just curious what they were learning in social studies. So I asked one of my student, I was like, hey, what are you learning in social studies? And her reply was, what's social studies? And I was like, oh, apparently you're learning nothing then. I was like, oh, I see how it is. But I let the social studies teacher know, and she's just like, oh my gosh. And I was just like, nah, just joking. It's just amazing that kids don't know what social studies is, I guess, So we're like, we had to be like, what about Miss So-and-so's class? Oh, okay. But as kids have a short memory anyway. You ever ask kids, like, what did you do today? And they're like, I don't know.
She's like, oh, you mean the class where we just watch movies all day? That's all. That's social studies. Teachers all, no.
Yeah.
Shh.
Yeah, don't say that. Don't say that at all. But and then this last headline I have before break, unless you got anything, was this happened today. I one of my kids with autism was getting we're doing a little group project making a math board game. And him and the two students he's working with, well, him and this one girl, they've been struggling to like not get upset at each other, right? And so I'm like, hey, how about y'all work together, but each make your own version of the game, right? And then now we're doing like a slideshow to kind of persuade, like as a commercial or whatever, right? And I was like, okay. They started arguing over that to where this boy was like wanting to like kick people from having access to it or delete stuff that people had already made. A couple weeks ago, he had a very, very big meltdown with something like this, right? So I go over there and I was like, hey, I pulled him in the hallway. I was like, I'm gonna make a copy for you and a copy for the other student too. So you each have your own copy, so you're not stepping on anyone's toes. He's like, I don't want to do that. Like we were in the hallway. I was very calm, by the way. Very calm with this kid.
Sure,
I don't know
sure,
why. I just felt like
you were.
I felt
Sure.
like that needed to be said. Like, look, motherfucker.
I don't.
You're gonna
I feel
do
like the fact
this.
that the fact that you had to say that, I feel like means that you
Yeah.
weren't. Like I was really
No,
calm
I
about it the whole
seriously,
time.
I
So
seriously,
I'm sure you
I don't care I don't care what you believe, dude. I seriously was calm. But anyway, I was telling him, like, look, man, you got two choices. I was like, you can work on the copy that I made for you, or you can do something different, like so a completely different activity. And he's like, I don't want to do either of those. And I was like, no, no, no. And so I probably repeated the options, I would say about at least 4 times. And then finally on the 5th time when he like, I don't want to do any of those. I was like, am I speaking English? I was like, I asked him, like, can you understand what I'm saying? But like, I was very like, again, I wasn't, I was just like, am I speaking English? Do you understand what I'm saying right now? And he nodded. I was like, okay. I was like, dude, you only have 2 options. I was like, there is no choice 3. It's either you do this or you do that.
You're like, choice 3 is you get a big fat 0.
Yeah. But I just like I said, in the moment, I did kind of, if you were to say like your spirit came out of your body, it levitated and kind of laughed at myself as I'm telling him that, because I was just like, yeah, I got to mention this to Joey, he might get a kick out of this. So I was like, dude,
I veto those 2 options. You're like, this is not a negotiation. Mr. Bean doesn't negotiate with terrorists.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, especially after some of these days I've had. But no, those are my headlines for the week. Do you have anything, sir?
I tell you what, I do have one for you. I thought this was a kick that I was like,
Nice.
seriously, like people don't pay attention to things. So on our stuff, we talk about like our little opening montage website. Basically, just says, hey, this is what we can do. This is not an all-inclusive list of accommodations. However, these are some of the examples. Keeping under an understanding of, we can't alter the expectations of the course. So if it's like a public speaking course, and obviously public speaking is part of the class, you have to get up in front of people and speak in public. And I had a student submit their application, and she said, I've got certain disabilities where mobility is an issue. Namely, some of the things that I can't do are run and lift weights. And then for her, the accommodations that she's seeking, one of the 2 things that she wants to do is not have to run and lift weights for a class that that it requires them to run and lift weights. And I'm like, did you read?
Can't you take another class?
Well, yeah, that's what I'm like. If your major has to do with like sports, and you have to exercise as part of your major, and you can't exercise, I need to switch but like some people being like, I get the idea of shoot for the stars, but also be realistic. Like, I'm not an astronaut. I'm not in NASA. I'm not in the Space Force. I'm not in whatever Blue Star or whatever it is that Amazon does or Elon Musk does or whatever it is, that kind of crap. So
yeah,
as much as it'd be cool to go to space, I can't go in space on my own in my own body. I have to have some other resources to do it. And so like, have realistic dreams, man. If you can't do certain stuff, Like, imagine being a coach and being like, "Get out there and throw the ball," and they're like, "All right, show us how to, coach." And you're like, "I can't, physically not able to do it, but you're doing it
Yeah.
wrong." It's like at
Yeah.
some point you have to kind of pivot a little bit and do a different job.
That's why I never coach. That's why I never coach baseball, because I can't use my left side anymore. Now I get what you're saying. I do have one question, right? Like say, I don't even know if this is what the major is, right? But let's just say that it's like I want to be sports broadcasting, right? And I'm in a
Mhm.
wheelchair. Let's just say, right? And they're like, "Well, you got to take this one course," and I'm like, "Well, dude, I'm in a wheelchair." You're like, I can't do this running course because you know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah, but that's
shouldn't
sports
there be like
broadcast. That'd be more
exceptions? It's
that'd
I
be more journalism though. That sports broadcasting wouldn't.
oh, okay.
I mean, you know what I mean? They didn't have like at no point were they like, "Hey, John Madden, in order for you to continue to be on Fox, we need you to run a mile in under 6 minutes." Like that was never the thing. Like
Yeah.
it's these people want to be like exercise therapist, but they can't do anything like hands on. And it's like at some point you have to sit there. And I think a lot of people just kind of get in this idea of, it's the land of the free and the home of the brave, and we can do whatever we want. We have rights to do whatever. And it's like you have rights to do a lot of stuff. It's not even a political thing that I'm coming with. It's you have rights to do a lot of things, but at some point you have to realize, like you can't. Like I can't. I'm colorblind. I can't go fly a plane.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not gonna sit there and throw a fit and be like, you have to make it accessible and change every freaking button in the entire world on planes. So that way, if I get on a plane anywhere, I'm good to go. It's just like, it is what it is, man. Like, I can't do it. Stuff
You,
happens.
yeah, I agree with you. But I'm sorry, like I just a thought hit my head is completely a little bit different, and I was gonna ask because we've heard this guy especially has heard your rants about plane accidents, right? you
Yeah.
know, so I was just like, was Snakes on a Plane like the worst movie you could have watched? You know,
I've
like
never watched that, and I would never watch it. Never, ever,
I've never
ever.
seen it either, but
No, it has
you're like,
nothing to do with the fact that it doesn't
snakes
sound like it would be
and
good.
flying. You're like, oh, you're like,
But I know when I saw it, I was like, why? How would those snakes get on that plane in the first place?
yeah,
And then two, like, why would you not get off the plane? Like, I was like, that is probably the worst. I mean, because like, imagine being stuck. Like, I'm not gonna say the whole thing because I mean, we have to bleep it out and it'd be extra work for you. But like Samuel L.
yeah.
was
Oh,
saying,
wait,
how would the mother effing
yeah,
snakes get on that mother effing
off
plane
the plane,
and you not get the
yeah,
mother
yeah,
effing
exactly.
off? I was like, I'd be like, what? Like if they were to be like, hey,
Yeah,
just want to let you guys know we're transporting, exotic animals today. I'd be like, all right, I'm off. We're done. We're done. Not today. Not me. No, sir.
I definitely, I definitely think again. You say you didn't see it, right? Because I haven't seen it, so
No.
neither one of us has seen it. So it's really hard for us to like give away like spoilers. But I would like to think that in accordance with that movie, that option wasn't given to the passengers. Like, hey, guess what's on this plane? They were just
So
unaware of it, you know. But
I know. I read like the synopsis online, and apparently it was like some sort of I don't know. And so anybody out in podcast land, if I'm saying it
oh,
wrong, don't holler back at me and be like, what's wrong with you? You did it wrong. Apparently they were like it was like some sort of like terroristic hit or assassination on somebody that was on the plane, and I'm like, what?
oh,
Like you couldn't just put a like you got all these snakes on the plane. You couldn't have put a bomb. Like that wasn't one of those options. Like, hey, they're like, hey, Mohammed,
you're like movie.
got to kill this
You're
guy
like
on the
movie's
plane.
over. you're like
I'm
you
like,
just saved everybody like 2 hours of watching.
I'm like bombs on a plane. What happened? They took off and blew up. That was it. Done. Instead, you're like, let's get creative, and they're like, can you imagine that like that committee meeting? Okay,
Yeah,
we got to kill so and so on the plane. Well, let's throw out some ideas. Bomb, right? Yeah, sounds
yeah.
good. Tear
Shoot
like
a
we'll be on there.
sniper, you know, poison, right? Yeah,
Zip gun where we get it through the thing. How,
yeah.
okay, sounds good. And then somebody in the what about snakes? And they'd be like, what are you talking about snakes? Why would you put a snake on a plane? Be like, well, let's get creative. We always do bombs. Like they're gonna expect a
Yo,
bomb or a gun.
This sounds like a good Family Guy little clip for you right there, like you're creating. Maybe we can get that on one of our.
Yeah.
I'm still behind in our Star Wars stuff that I want to redo, that I want to get done. I lost your audio on that, but yeah, I like that. It's crazy, but sorry, I'm gonna roll the break real quick because I got story time and a little game for you, then let you go. All right.
All right.
Roll it. Yeah, roll like a
roll
doobie.
it, pat it, mark it with a B.
Yeah.
We say pros gone bait, cheers mate, and cheers mate again, or simply cheers. Sometimes it's auto, sunny, other times it's cheers up. You effing hoser. We also say sade, salute, saluti, otage, skull, let's all say. Now's that roge in the Russian way in Vietnam. We shout out yo, walugi wow wow, make South Africa glow. In Portugal, it's a solid soul, and but more. Ukraine's here to stay, Taiwan says compare, drink it down with pride. Then someone slams the table, next round they cried. In Thailand we clink and shout out Chong. Then back to the bar till the liquor's gone. For Jamaica it's allowed, your mom. No matter the place, we drink till dawn. In Israel they shout L'chaim with cheer. Bangladesh says joy, hope, raise your beer. Poland sings Nazdrovie with pride. Lithuania says Swaikato worldwide. In India we say cheer, or badai ho if you're bold. Hungary says Egeshed, dread, don't go too slow. New Caledonia joins in with Dala Votra, let it flow. From Ghana it's Akpatesi, let the good times roll. And Serbia shout Jivali from the soul. In Morocco we cry Bisaha with flair. Ecuador says salute, fiesta everywhere. And in Finland we say kippis, raise your beer in the air. Argentina shouts salute, tango feet hit the floor. Chile echo salute, one more round to pour. Hong Kong yells yum, sing, skyscraper lights ignite. Bahrain calls ya ish, desert drinks at night. Jordan cheers, Fiji tack, ancient stones look on. Iraq says say hi, we keep the party strong. Malaysia smiles, minimum street food, midnight swirl. Singapore roars yum, saying cheers around the world. That's how Choi and Jandler cheers around the world. Cheers, cheers. Around the world, different languages, same sentiment. Raising our glasses to friendship and joy. Cheers, cheers around the world. Cheers, cheers around the world. Laughing loud with every boy and girl. From dive bars to rooftops unfurled. That's how we toast around the world. Yeah, that's how we toast around the world. First stop Germany, where the bratwurst is hot. Raise a stein of England, tea and culture on the spot. South Korea's got the K-pop beats. Russia's winter snow makes the world feel sweet. Canada, maple leaf pride. The Philippines islands where beauty resides. Hungary's rich with paprika heat. Egesheder makes the cheers complete. India spices and festivals bloom. Badai-ho echoes from rooftop to room. Thailand's flavors make our senses swoon. We shout out Chon under a bright full moon. Taiwan they shout compare with might. Then toast to joy well into the night. New Caledonia where the waters gleam. Malavotra we toast by the coral stream. And Ghana's drums beat strong and free. Akpateshi rings out in unity. Yeah. Salute pros campe, hey, raise it high in every way. From neon streets to desert skies, we toast beneath the same moonrise. Shivali kip is chon tonight, live and loud till morning light. Joey yells another round, Chandler spills it on the ground.
Hi there, I'm here to help Choi and Jandler to read an advertisement for BuyBlackett.com. Please shop BuyBlackett.com. Are you looking for unique gifts at unbeatable prices? Then look no further. BuyBlackett.com has quality merchandise for everyone on your list, from gifts for cat and dog lovers, to American fans, beer enthusiasts, and even Jesus lovers. As for teachers, we didn't forget about you. Please don't miss our funny attire to brighten up your classroom. So bring a smile to your loved ones' faces and shop BuyBlackett.com today. Tell them Choi and Jandler sent you.
Hi there, Ryan Reynolds here on behalf of my friends Choi and Jandler. You may know me from movies where I either save the world or ruin Thanksgiving. But today, folks, I'm not here to sell you cologne, crypto, or questionable NFTs. I'm actually here to tell you about Fish.audio. This isn't really me talking right now. This is my voice, made by Fish.audio, which frankly is terrifying. It sounds exactly like me, and trust me, I've heard my voice in 87 trailers. This is better. Whether you're a podcaster with a potato microphone, a game developer building an army of space dolphins, or just lonely and want a perfect Morgan Freeman to read your grocery list out loud to you, Fish.audio has you covered. Fish.audio is easily one of the best voice generation platforms I have ever used, which is saying something, because I've done voiceover for a toothpaste brand in 4 languages I don't even speak. And speaking of that, Fish.audio is cross-lingual, which means it supports 13 different languages. Their amazing program also allows you to clone voices. Fish.audio make your voice legendary, or at least make my voice say weird things. I legally can't stop you either way.
Super hot out there, is it for you right now?
Oh no, I think the cold front, I don't know. I'm not a weather person. Whatever that is coming in. It's probably like 70-something degrees. It feels nice.
You're like, I'm not a meteorology guy. I'm not a meteorologist.
I'm not a cosmetologist.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not a cosmetologist. I don't know how those things work. I don't know how those things work with the air quotes.
Yeah, you're like, I'm not that ass kind of guy, you know? Oh, sorry. Here we go. All right, dude. So this is story time. So I will cue the story time music for this. This happened a short story that I think after you hear this story, in a lot of ways you might be like, that's kind of unbelievable. It's not really gonna be a long story, but I'm pretty sure you're gonna get a kick out of this, right? So we're at recess today. One of the teachers has to. We're getting these texts, right? Our little text string. Hey, we need the office is trying to call us. Where's the walkie-talkie? And we had accidentally left it inside. So one teacher went to go get it. As soon as she left, the student comes up to me and she's like, "Mr. Bing, there's a spider on the monkey bars." So I go over there, and I'm not seeing. Like, I'm on one side, and the side I'm on, I can't see it. I'm like, "Where is it?" And they're like, "No, you got to come over here and look." And I was like, "Okay, there it is." And it was a light brown spider. I don't know. Are you an expert on? Are you an arachnophobia? Or actually, no, you wouldn't be even afraid of spiders. Are you an arachnid guy? Are you an expert?
I don't know. I thought you said brown. I'm like, brown recluse. Get away.
Right. Yeah. Well, it could have been. It was a light brown. But anyway, I tried to kind of guide it to move, get off the what you call it, the monkey bars. Instead, it went from one side to the other, just kind of crawled on the circle, right? It like crawled up to the top. And so I go back to my original first position. And as I'm doing this girl on the opposite side decides to pick up some rocks. We have gravel on the, in our little playground area. And as she picks it up, I'm like, don't throw any of those rocks. Well, she threw the rocks. Anyway, here's what I think is the unbelievable part, which I think took a lot of skill. One of those rocks ended up in my mouth. Like, I'm literally like saying, don't do that. And then I'm like, what is this? And I spit out a rock. Like, it literally mid-speech, she got me. Right. And so I let the other teachers know. And she that girl looked at me like I didn't even flinch. It was really funny. Like if you'd have looked at it, like if it was on, I was deadpan everything. Right. Because I wasn't even mad. But I was just like, I can't believe that rock got in my mouth as I was talking, I also can't believe she didn't break my glasses. Dude, it's like, remember how you always laugh at me when I'm like, look, dude, there's no staples in the staple gun, and you're looking at it back in the day? It's like...
That was totally an honest thing. It's not a real gun. It's a staple gun.
I know. Yeah. But, I mean, it's very similar. She's like, I'm on the opposite side, and she's like throwing rocks. And like, imagine if she was like trying to shoot it with a gun. I would have been right there and be like, oh, sorry, Mr. Bing.
It's like, how did Mr. Bing die exactly? You're like, well, there was a spider, right?
So that was my story. Like I said, it wasn't a long story, but it was just it certainly made recess interesting. Because I was like,
You should have been like,
hey, go figure.
we need to sign you up for a tryout for the Dodgers. That could have been like your own like rookie of the year. Was it rookie of the year,
Exactly.
right? With the kid messed up his. You found your like girl version of rookie of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Since it's 2026.
The shoulder surgery. Yeah.
Yeah.
She threw rocks. That's enough. That's enough to get in the majors. And one of them hit something. It was me.
You're like right in the kisser.
Hey, all right, so I'm gonna move on to some joking with Janz, okay? All right, everybody, come on down to Jokin' with Janz. That's right, here's a game show you can play at home and try and test your knowledge and see how many more you get correct than incorrect. So stick around and have fun and laugh listening to Jokin' with Janz. Two things. First off, do you remember? Do you remember when we did the Fiesta game? Remember, like you were guessing where Summer Candiego is eating, or what Summer Candiego? I sent you that game if you ever want to play it with your family, just so you know.
Oh,
all right. This game
I was trying to get that.
It's called.
When I was trying, Wi-Fi was messing with me. I was trying to get that loaded.
Because
I was like, oh, maybe it's got to do something with today's thing, and it never loaded for me. So I'll just sit there and go back and check.
Oh. Yeah. That game was if like I'll send you this one too, but that game was like I don't know, like you said, if you and your family ever like it. So this one, in honor of Teacher Appreciation Week, I've created a Would You Rather game, right? So these are some gifts that could be silly, outrageous, borderline offensive, and you get to pick the gift that you would least like to accept. Okay.
The least. Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
Least you want.
Gotcha.
All right. So out of these, and I don't even know why there's a scoreboard here because there's no right or wrong answer. Would you least like to receive a montage of your most questionable fashion choices or a calendar of your most awkward moments?
I think the fashion choices.
All right.
Because I think like a calendar of awkward moments would be kind of funny.
Yeah. I think I need to tweak it here where it adds some like some funny sayings based on what you pick or whatever, right? Like it gives you some insults or whatever, some puns or something. All right. Second one. And I think I know what I would go for here. Would you rather receive a most likely to blank award for something awful? I guess like most likely to poop yourself, or a strippergram during a department, or during a department meeting you get a strippergram. Like, what would you rather get?
I gotta tell you two things. First off, I would rather do it like the least one would be the least likely to, and the crap your pants was exactly what I was thinking too. That's crazy. When you said like poop your pants, I was like, no, dude, that's what I was thinking. Dude, I think the strippergram during the meeting would just make the meeting so much better.
You're like, but wouldn't that mean you'd rather receive that, right? Oh no, it's what you'd least like to have. You're right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Right.
I would least like to get the poop award, so that way I can totally get the strippergram. Like strippergram should be like one of those like, which one would you like to receive?
Strippergram. Would you least like to receive a subscription to the worst dating app, or your astrological worst case scenario report?
What was the first one again? Whatever the first one was.
Subscription to the worst dating app.
Yeah, I mean I'm married. Why would I even have to?
Well, that's true. Would you rather? Oh, dude, I don't know these questions. This is something I need to iron out for the next version of this, right? Because it's like it asked me, would you rather receive? Then I'm like, but it's supposed to be the one you least want, right? All right. Would you least want a framed screenshot of your most embarrassing tweet, or your worst angled photo blown up to billboard size?
I guess the tweet.
Mm-hmm. Figure you don't tweet anyway, so you're like, what do I got to worry about?
Well, it's hard.
Okay.
It's hard. I'm very much in one of those that I'm like, I'll write something out sometimes, and I'm like, I don't need to post that. What if somebody takes it the wrong way? And then like all of a sudden, they're like, hey, HR calls me in. They're like, hey, what do you mean by this? I'm like, I didn't mean for somebody to get their panties in a bunch. That's for sure.
Would you least like to have a video of your coworkers roasting their personality? Or I guess they mean like your personality. Would you at least like to have a video of coworkers roasting you, or a personalized "Why are you like this" mug? Like
I think the roasting.
Why are
I think the
you
roasting? Because especially what if the roasting like jokes suck? Then it's like I gotta watch this whole video and it sucks.
All right, we'll do a few more here. Right? We're almost done with it anyway. But would you least like to receive a year's supply of dad jokes read aloud daily, or a tattoo gift card for the worst tattoo possible?
Oh, I was like easy, and then I was like, oh wait a second. Now you threw the curveball. The worst tattoo. I'm like, I think the worst tattoo, because then I got to get it covered up if it sucks that bad.
I know, right? Would you least like to receive? Would you least like to receive a T-shirt featuring your most embarrassing moment, or a sweater featuring your worst hairstyle ever? Well, that's kind of messed up. They don't know who they're talking to.
I'm like, well, because I had some jacked up haircuts when I was a kid.
Oh, okay.
I think honestly the sweater, because twofold, the haircut would suck, and it's never really sweater weather got down where we're at. Like if we were in like up north, maybe the sweater would be have a little more competition.
That's a good point. It would be even least favorable if it's one of those sweaters that's like itchy, you know? You're just like, you're sweating and scratching constantly. You're like, oh my gosh.
It's hot and it itches, and they're like, what kind of disease do you have? I'm like, no, it's the sweater. I promise. It's just the sweater.
All right. We'll do one more here, right?
All right.
Would you least like to receive your most hypocritical moment blown up and framed, or tickets to watch your rival succeed and you're in the front row?
Try the rival succeed.
All right.
As much as I would love to say that I'm a very wholesome person, I still have like issues.
Yeah, you're like, I just still some people I don't want to root for. I got you. I was gonna say, obviously I was doing that game just for us on the fly, but I still might tweak it to make it be a little more funnier for me or whatever. I try to give AI some examples, like, hey, what's like a like a game where would you rather, and I gave like these choices, and one of them was like you getting like would be like I think maybe I got lost in the translation with AI, because I wanted to be like, what's the least, or what's the most awkward thing that you could get from like a student, right? Out of like these two choices. So it's a little bit different, but yeah, least favorable. Teacher Appreciation Week is cool. I get a lot of candy, and I like it, but like most of the time I don't really eat candy, but it kind of makes me, I got some student gave me some like Quaker Oats little like they're like little, they were like chips, but they were like little flavored Rice Krispies or something, right? It was like
cool.
this Quaker, dude. It tasted like Cheetos, right? And I was just like, man, this is delicious, right?
I always,
and it goes back. It goes back to. I'm sorry, keep going.
Oh no, I was gonna say, well, whenever I got like appreciation gifts and stuff like that from kids, the ones I just always was like, I don't know, were like the homemade ones, because you're like, if it's like food, you're like, I don't know about this. Yeah, because I'm immediately like, did I ever yell at you? Did you go home to tell your parents something about me? Is there something like I'm gonna eat this and I'm gonna like have diarrhea for like a month? So I was like, I don't know.
I do that kind of. I'm almost as paranoid when kids want to high five me, like, especially if they're in the cafeteria. Let me see your hand. What's on it?
Yeah.
Like, okay.
You picked your nose. You picked your nose and didn't wash it.
Yeah. I had one of the students. She wrote me a card, and she's a student that, as far as I can tell, hates me. But she wrote me a nice card, and in it, like at the last thing she wrote was just about how she's like, "I'd like your class if you weren't raising your voice so much." And I was like, "Well, I didn't say anything," but in my head, I'm like, "Well, if you weren't talking back so much, I wouldn't have to raise my voice." But I was just like, I was like, "Yeah, fair point."
So, dear Mr. Bing, your class was all right. P.S. Don't mind the white powder that's in this bag.
Yeah,
you're like, wait, what?
It's not baking soda. Don't worry about it.
It's definitely not anthrax. You're like, I think you misspelled
ant.
Oh, son of a.
These kids, man. These kids. It's speaking of spelling, man. Sometimes some of these words they want spelled, I'm like, are you serious? Hey, do you remember a couple episodes ago? And we're getting ready to do the socials here and end it. But do you remember when I was telling you about how this one student used a white crayon on white paper?
Yeah.
And I kind of made a remark to him. Same student did the same. By the way, this is the kid that his shoe went up on the roof last week. Same dude. He did it again. He did, I totally forgot to mention that last week. It's like, yeah, same student. But he did it again today. He had a white coloring pencil, and I was like, "Are you seriously going to use a white coloring pencil on white paper?" And all these kids that were around him were like laughing, and I was like, "Come on, man, let's think this one through." You know,
he pulls out a notebook. Bing.
Yeah.
Writes it on there. You're like, what are you writing that on? He's like, don't worry about it. You're like, why?
Like that guy on
yeah.
What was that? Billy Madison?
Yeah. You're all, what do you do? Who else is on there right now? What the? Wait a second. Are those our hamsters' names that are on there? That explains a lot.
It does. All right, dude. So it's that time of the episode. Maybe we need like a wrap it up song at the end. But it's now that time of the episode, you know, where we say follow us on social media. If you like, we're on X. Oh my gosh, I need to look at it. Now I'm forgetting. I was about to ask you if you know, and then I'm forgetting. We're on TikTok and X at Choey and Jan at CHOEY, the letter N, JAN. We're on Instagram and Threads at Choey and Jan 2, at CHOEY, the letter N, JAN, and then TOO for 2. Facebook's Jandler Bing. And then Choey's favorite YouTube channel at Jandler Bing 969. 969. All right. Anything you want to add, sir? I was hitting refresh on something. It's not going to help come up in time. Anything you want to add?
Nah, sir. I'm good.
All right. I'm going to pull the plug.
Live and loud till morning light. Joey has another round. Chandler spills it on the ground.